This channel wishes to be compliant with COPPA and the FTC and is not intended for audiences under the age of 13.
Hi everyone and welcome back to another vlog. My name is Owen and I'm going to cut to the chase because you guys are going to want to know where episode 1 is. Well, I'm afraid to say it's not finished yet. Due to numerous health problems that came up in my family, which covered a number of weeks, including my daughter needing to be admitted to hospital for 24 hours, it just ate away all the time. And I've only just now had time to get back into it again. So what I can tell you is I'm up to 46 shots out of potentially 70 to 75. I was getting to the point where I was thinking of cutting the episode short just to get it done and out there, because trying to work on this at like 4:30 in the morning before work was getting a little much, and there were days, let's just say, where I was not enjoying it and it was feeling like a real arduous task. And that is when I thought, no, you definitely need to, 1, slow down, and 2, stick to your original plan of what you wanted the episode to be, because that's what's in your head and that's what's going to look good. So what I am going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of shots that I'm running through right now, just to show you what I've got so far. These are deliberately out of sequence so it does not spoil the story. And they are pretty non-dramatic shots, again, so we don't spoil anything. So in terms of when it's going to be out, I'm no longer going to say I'll try and have it next week or 2 weeks or whatever. I'm not going to put that stress on myself as to when it's going to be up. All I can say is please continue to be patient, and it will organically be ready when it is ready. What I can promise is I will make it the best episode that I can, of the best quality of images that I can, so that when it is ready to come up, it's something I'm going to be proud of. And that's probably how it's going to work with the other animatics going forward, because the prologue got up so quickly because there were no backgrounds involved and very simple character designs. As you can see, we're dealing with fully rendered backgrounds and more complicated characters, which is taking up a lot more time to do. So I think what we're going to do is I'm definitely sticking to the 2 episodes a month, maybe possibly 3, because a lot of the time it's going to be from the archives and old videos coming back. But in terms of the meat and potatoes of the channel, the animatics, they're going to take a lot longer. So I don't want to put any time pressure on them. I want to work on them properly so that when they do come out, I'm proud of them. And I will be proud of this one by the time it's finished, because so far it's working out perfectly how I wanted it to, including the little animated smears and little animated sequences. So yeah, excited for when it's done, but done properly. Okay, so in order to give a bit of a tease, a bit of a hook as to why you should watch this next episode, I'm putting up a big spoiler warning flashing on the screen now that we are going to have one of my Morgan's Marvellous monsters make a comeback, especially for this episode. If you do not want to know what the monster is, feel free to sign off now. I'll give you to the count of 3, and then on 3 I'm going to reveal what it is. So 1, 2, you've been warned, 3. We are going to have the Chimera fish make a dramatic entrance in this next episode. So I thought a good introduction as to who is the Chimera fish. We are going to go back in time to May 2021, just a few months ago, when this Morgan's Marvellous Monster video, I think this was a Morgan's Marvellous Monster mega mix. Now, for those of you who weren't aware, Morgan's Marvellous Monsters was essentially like a mashup where I would take animals that have 2 animals in their name, like stag beetle or rhinoceros beetle or tiger shark, and I make a Marvellous Monster. But a mega mix was when I took 2 or 3 of these monsters and combined them together to make a mega mash, like of 4 to 6 different animals all in one, and this was one of those. So ladies and gentlemen, I will sign off here. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and for the remainder of the video, let's go back in time and learn more about the chimera fish. Enjoy. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the show. My name is Owen, and yes, I have returned. Thank you all for your patience whilst I was away, and welcome to a truckload of new subscribers. Hello everybody, thanks for joining in. It's great to see you all. So for those who have only just recently joined, I had to take some time off because I was preparing for my Australian citizenship test. There was a lot of other things that happened in the interim, and I will fill all of you in on Wednesday's vlog. Let's not waste any time with that whilst this drawing is going ahead. So this is another Morgan's Marvellous Monsters Megamix. Yes, so this was a request from a viewer who wanted me to combine 3 of my previous Morgan's Marvellous Monsters into one super monster. Today we are combining my lionfish, goatfish, and porcupine fish to what I'm now going to call the chimera fish. And literally, when I saw there was a lion and a goat, I thought it has to be a chimera. It has to be. We don't have a serpent, so we're just going to have to go with the gopher being the tail. So this was surprisingly a very difficult monster to design. Not because chimeras are hard to design; they're quite a classic in Greek mythology, but because of like the different fish, especially my own take on the monsters, like different skin textures, like the lionfish fins mixed with the porcupine fish is fur and its own spines, and then randomly adding the goat head in the mix as well. So yeah, it was an interesting one. So let's dive into the lore of this crazy chimera, this baffling beast, this marvelous monster. And I've run out of alliterative words, so let's get going. So this is a mature male. This chimera fish lives in the Aegean Sea, keeping with the mythological area of its namesake. And this is a weird one. So basically it's a carnivore, and the lion head has to consume a large amount of meat to keep its energy levels up. But what it does to propel itself through the water is it needs to find ocean currents to travel vast distances. It isn't able to swim traditionally, but basically what it does is the goat head siphons in water and propels it out of the porcupine head. So literally it's got a bum jet. Yes, it propels itself through the water through its tail. So if you can imagine, it's siphoning this water and propelling, but of course with the size of this creature, because I would say this is the size of a sedan car when it is not inflated, and when it does inflate itself, it inflates to about 4 times its original size. So this thing can grow to a giant meat-eating blimp. Now, of course, for this mass in the water, the siphoning technique isn't very efficient. So what it does is it uses the siphoning jet to get itself through 2 strong oceanic currents, and then the current will carry it to new feeding grounds. So it really is sort of riding the waves, so to speak. Now, because anything can see this thing coming,
It needs to keep itself small when it is in hunting mode, and then when it's ready to strike, it inflates itself to 4 times its size to shock its prey into like, oh my god, what is that? And then the porcupine fish releases one final blast of jet to send it rocketing towards the prey, and then it relies on its poisonous barbs to hopefully puncture the prey's skin, and then that way the prey instantly dies and it can then take its time and feed. Of course, the evolutionary downside, which I'm going to factor into this animal, is that the goat head is susceptible to the venom of the lion head. Yes, for some weird quirk of biology, it can die from its own poisonous barbs. Owen, why did you do that? I hear you cry. That just seems really, really stupid. And it is. And I decided it because I felt like it. It's the answer. I just thought it would be, this is a very silly looking animal, so I thought it's only fair to give it a really silly Achilles heel, is that it can, if the goat head doesn't get out of the way of the poisonous barbs, it can be stung and be killed, and that way it has lost half of its siphoning function. That is why there are not very many. Of course, over time, these animals have learned to adapt by the ones that don't have as many barbs on their back tend to survive the longest by not self-poisoning. But then, of course, as they have fewer barbs, they have a harder time hunting. What a daft animal. It really is. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Chimera fish. So, if you want to know the kind of brushes I use, I always go to my reliable, the classic thick and thin cartoon brush for the line work, the hair and fur brush on the main body, and then I'm using my opacities just for adding shading, and then of course I'll add in some gradients with a basic underwater background as well. We've included the lionfish head and fins and tail fin as well. It has this really kind of creepy, kind of tree branchy kind of tail that I copied from a real lionfish. And I do like how the porcupine fish's spines, which I put on the back, have now become a sort of exotic headdress. And then there's the goatfish head just, chilling out on the back, waiting to be called upon to siphon water. So there we are, folks. I'm glad to be back. I'm a little bit rusty with these. As you can probably tell, my narration isn't smooth and professional. So don't worry, as I get back into these, we'll be back to our usual standard. You just got to give me this freebie to get re-warmed up. Okay, folks, we'll leave it there. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will be back on a vlog on Wednesday to give you all the latest updates on merchandise and what's been going on behind the scenes. So let's sign off in that good old-fashioned way I know you all love. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.